Jason Mclntyre, we bring him on every Friday, this week Thursday for the draft. He's a former newspaper guy, but kicked that career to the curb to do digital and podcasting and television. It's a brave new world. He's got a very, very nice suit on today. You look ready for it. So we got some big moves in the first round potentially. I'm very excited for this today.
I mean, the uncertainty in this draft and the volatility has been tremendous. Great for content, right?
Great for content. All right, tomorrow's headlines today. That's what we call the segment. What's the headline for the number one pick in the draft?
The Jags kind of dysfunctional. A lot of dysfunction there this week. The headline will be Jags take a walker on the wild side. Trayvon Walker sounds like the Georgia defensive lineman is going to be the number one pick. You know how we know this? Because he's now a minus 450. You got to lay $450 to win 100 that he's the number one pick. Seems kind of random, right, Colin? This guy did not distinguish himself at Georgia. When you watch those Georgia games, it was like Jordan Davis. Do you remember the nose tackle? Dominant. Nakobe Dean, the linebacker, sideline to sideline. And then you're like, oh, well, so why is Trayvon Walker going first? Well, it's not about what you are. It's what you can be, right? And his testing profile was off the charts. This guy's doing broad jumps and vertical and everything. It's like, oh, he's testing like Myles Garrett. We got to take him first. Listen, this is Jacksonville. We know historically they've not done great things. I would not go Walker first, but clearly they are, Colin.
All right, tomorrow's headlines today. What's it going to be for Malik Willis, the talented Liberty quarterback?
Hey, he started at Auburn, remember? Threw a total of 14 passes before departing the Tigers. The headline will be Malik Willis is the steal of the first round as Joy Taylor pumps her fist.
Love it.
You like this, huh? This is a good fit for Mike Tomlin. We all, like, the worst kept secret is Mike Tomlin became enamored with Malik Willis at the Senior Bowl.
Yes.
They were super cozy. Tomlin laser focused on getting him. Obviously, Pittsburgh had the tragedy at quarterback this offseason. They go into the season with some uncertainty at quarterback. Malik Willis makes a ton of sense. Listen, there is some concern. Remember, you would knock Baker Mayfield for being maybe 6'1". Malik Willis, 6'1", 220. You know, is he going to be dominant in the pocket and be able to win? We'll see. I like Malik Willis. I don't love him, but we don't love any quarterback in this draft. But I think Pittsburgh and Malik Willis makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I think that's the place. That's good. No chaos, grown-ups, good defense. They have their tight end, running back, receivers, so they're good.
They're set.
Tomorrow's headlines today, what's it going to be for the first wide receiver selected?
Yeah, well, we do love a little SEC speed, right, Colin? Yeah. The headline will be, first things first, Jameson goes down smooth. Jameson Williams, one of the fastest receivers in the draft, to Atlanta at 8. Listen, Marcus Mariota, we'll see if he can hold up. But we know they lost Calvin Ridley to the gambling suspension. Sorry for laughing at that. And you replace one Alabama receiver with another. I mean, listen, Jameson Williams, I don't really know what happened to him at his first stop, Ohio State. Couldn't really distinguish himself in that wide receiver group. Goes to Alabama. Superstar, right? He's playing with Bryce Young, catching everything. He could put up big numbers. This guy, I think, ran a 4.40. Yeah. He's just a blazing fast receiver. Everybody loves him. I personally like Garrett Wilson a little bit more, but I think at 8, Atlanta, Jameson Williams, lock it in.
Yeah, you know, isn't it funny how Alabama over the last 6-7 years has become wide receiver U? Yeah. It's really amazing. I mean, when he first got there, it was linebackers, defensive ends, running backs. Tomorrow's headlines today. What's the headline for the surprise pick of the first round?
You know I love a good curveball. I love a good underdog. The headline will be Mr. Christian, the time has come. Everybody loves the 80s songs. Christian Watson, North Dakota State, going to the Patriots, Colin. How's this? This is a kid who was undersized coming out of high school. He matured. His dad was in the NFL. Bill Belichick loves the profile of this kid, an underdog who all he does is make big plays. 57 plays of 20 or more yards, led college football. You see him rushing, receiving, 6'4", 4.3, 640, blew up at the Senior Bowl. And this kid is going to be a first-round pick. The odds on him as well, gambling, have come down. He was like in the 30s. He's now in the 20s. A lot of people like this kid. Listen, when you're 6'4" and you have this speed, Colin, they want you. And I think the Patriots, who really, they don't really have any receivers. Like, who's their top receiver?
They've got a lot of twos. I would say they should draft a receiver. Yeah. Sure.
And Christian Watson to the Patriots. I like it happening.
I really enjoyed that. Yeah. That came from nowhere.
Yeah.
All right, we call it tomorrow's headlines today. Tomorrow's headlines today. Kenny Pickett. I got to be honest. Maybe I'm wrong on this. I just don't see the special.
Yeah. Small Hands Pickett is his nickname, right?
I don't know.
The headline will be Lions take Kenny with final Pickett of the first round.
Oh.
Detroit sitting on 32. A lot of speculation they need a quarterback, right? Jared Goff, he's not long-term there. He's okay. And you liked the Lions this past year, right? They were competitive.
Yeah.
But ultimately, Goff is not going to be the long-term solution there. You get in Pickett. You take a look at him for a year. You get him on the fifth-year contract, which you love getting him in the first round. Listen, he's 23 years old. He had a monster season in the ACC. No, he's not Joe Burrow, the one-year wonder who's now a superstar in the NFL, but Pickett can sling it. I think it could go okay for him in Detroit in the Dome. Obviously, you need the conditions right with the small hands, but you like Kenny Pickett going outdoors to Chicago in December?
No, I don't. That stuff matters to me.
Yeah, so we'll see Green Bay as well. I still think Pickett and the Lions is a good fit, and Detroit seems to covet a quarterback. I think it'll be Pickett.
That's interesting. Well, they may want to get out in a couple of years from the Goff numbers, money. All right, finally, tomorrow's headlines today. Now, it's very interesting. Yeah. What's the headline for Deebo Samuel after the draft?
So we were sparring a little bit before the show about what's going to happen. I like sparring. I like to mix it up. The headline will be Jets draft night is a 10. Give me Deebo Samuel at 10. If the Jets right now, Joe Douglas, the great wheeler and dealer who hoodwinked Seattle on that Jamal Adams trade, if you call up and say, hey, give me Deebo, I'll give you the 10th pick and a pick in the fourth round, maybe 117. Jets have 2 fourth-round picks. Listen, Deebo Samuel is not Devontae Adams. We agree. He's not Tyreek Hill. So you're not getting that package. Let's just get that off the table now. But is he in that second tier? He's not Cooper Kupp either, right?
No.
This is a guy who's had 1,000-yard receiving with San Fran.
Right.
But everybody on social media is, Jason, no. He can run the football. He doesn't want to run the football. That's why he's begging out of San Francisco. He's like, I can't have this wear and tear at running back. I want to be a receiver, good receiver. But
I think, you know what I think's happening here? I think San Francisco's willing to move him. The Jets, I would demand a first and second. I would take the Jets' 10th pick. I would go number 10 and number 38, and then I would do it. And
then you got to pay him $90 million because he wants all the money he wants.
Zach Wilson for at least 3 more years.
Well, we don't know how Zach Wilson's got to prove himself this year, or he's out the door.
Okay, but let me ask you this. You have Elijah Moore and Michael Carter. Nice pieces. Miami is significantly better offensively. Belichick, Mac Jones, year 2. Buffalo, the class of the division.
Yeah.
You got to see if Zach Wilson can play. Okay. Elijah Moore and Michael Carter, you got to go. By the way, your left tackle, you're moving off.
Yeah, you're leaving out Braxton Berrios and Corey Davis.
You need a playmaker.
Right. So here is the new model. We saw what Denver did, right? They built the shell around the quarterback. Said, we're just going to keep taking bites of the apple until we get the quarterback. Got receivers, we got running backs, we got the line, the defense. Oh, look, there's Russell Wilson unhappy. Then you go get the quarterback. The Jets, they're still building that shell, right? We don't know if Zach Wilson's the guy, but you can't overpay when you need so much that the Jets do, right? What are they, Colin, last year? 4 or 5 wins? I mean,
they got blown out 8 times.
Yeah, they got destroyed a lot. And I know Joy's over here laughing because the Dolphins are on the uptick. But you mentioned Miami. They got Tua at quarterback. Do we know what he is? Do we know if he's any good?
Well, I don't think he is.
Okay. So it's not like the Jets are in that bad of shape. Now, the AFC's stacked, right? The Bengals.
Oh, I think the Jets are in terrible shape.
They are. So if Zach Wilson doesn't prove himself, they're going to be drafted a quarterback at the top of next year.
If I said best teams in the AFC, roughly.
They're not top 10.
Buffalo, Cincinnati, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Cleveland. They're all in there.
Kansas City.
The entire AFC
Kansas
West.
City, Denver now. I put the Chargers and the Raiders made the playoffs. Tennessee.
New England.
We do think New England and Colts with Matt Ryan will be more stabilized.
Listen, I like Salah. He's got the Jets have a lot to figure out. And it stinks that the AFC just added Russell Wilson. What are you supposed to do if you're the Jets? Russell Wilson's out in your conference.
What you're supposed to do is go get a star and figure out by Thanksgiving, can this Zach Wilson play or not?
Easier said than done. Hey, get me a franchise quarterback. Okay, sure. Let's just grab one off the shelf. Do you know how tough it is? The Miami Dolphins, Joy knows this. They got rid of Dan Marino. How long has it taken them to find a franchise quarterback? 20 years, Colin.
So that's what I'm saying. You can go and you have 9 picks. You can just keep all your picks. You'll probably hit on 3, maybe 3 others are backups. You going to know by Thanksgiving if this kid can play? Because, by the way, you're going to be so talent limited that he's just going to lose a bunch of games. It's going to make the evaluation of him much harder. I know if I give him Deebo and he can't move the chains, I got the wrong guy. But, Elijah Moore and Michael Carter are nice. These are 3. You're talking McDermott and Belichick are great defensive minds.
They are. You're making me depressed about my Jets. I came in all fired up. I'm excited. 2 top 10 picks. And now I'm like, geez, we're going to be a dumpster fire once again.
You are. By the way, outside of the Mets and Yankees, New York sports is bad. Like, bad.
You know, the Brooklyn Nets. I can't even laugh about the Nets. Did you see the Kyrie Irving stuff on Twitter today?
What?
That guy's losing his mind again. He's all over the place. If they offer him $200 million, Colin.
That is a... All right, we will see you tomorrow. All sorts of drafts. Tomorrow's one of my favorite shows of the year. We just break down draft picks. It's the Herd.